фиксированном режиме.
Welcome guys, Brandon here from Terminated Gaming, and once again we're back on World of Warships with another replay here. From the title of this video you might be wondering, so is this a win? Is this a loss? Well, you can't win them all. That's just kind of a thing in World of Warships. Even the best players in the game can't win every match. I've seen people that have 70% win rates with 20,000 battles, but that means they still lose 30% of the time. And this is one of those games where it's like, I don't claim to be one of those 70%ers. I don't win games all that often. I fairly am above average. I think technically I fall into the green category, which I think is like good. So it's like, in my eyes, it's just above average. I don't play this game a lot. You know, I play maybe 100, 200 games a month, I think is what I've been averaging. You know, a lot of other things come first. So you can't win every game. I'm in the Tier 9 Georgia, Tier 10 match on the Shards map. Here's the lineup if you are curious. So yeah, the Georgia, as you know, if you've been a long-term viewer of this game or of this channel, I play quite often. It's one of the most common replays you'll find is me in the Georgia, or me at Tier 9. It's kind of become a running joke is that I play a lot of Tier 9. It's where a lot of my premium ships are. Actually, I have a lot of premium ships after the Santa debacle. If you haven't heard about the Santa debacle, I have a whole playlist on that. Go check it out on the channel. But anyways, I have a lot of premium ships. I like to run my Tier 9s. It's one of my better tiers. I'm better at Tier 9 than I am at Tier 10, so yeah. There's a lot that goes on in this game that probably, if I would have played differently, we could have maybe won. But I also don't feel like I was the main letdown of this team. At least I can say with this battle, it's not like the state of the game where it's been going of steamrolls in one way or the other. One of the guys from my own clan was complaining just today that he had a game, it was going win-loss, he had 50% on the day, win-loss, 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 but every single game was a steamroll either way. So, it's one of those where it's not that easy to have a fun match anymore. And I could say this match was fairly fun for me, except for the fact that we lost. Spoiler alert, if you can't guess that from the title. Anyways, Georgia 20-kilometer max range, but with the spotter plane, we're boosted up to 24, so it's just allowing me to shoot at that Moskva fairly ineffectively. I'll put it at that. It comes down to RNG and quite a bit of my own aim, because we're landing only like 1/3 of our shots. So we do minimal damage to them, but hey, we're letting them know we're here. I popped speed boost early this match because I wanted to get over on this flanking side quick, and that was the thing, is I wanted to be here in order to be effective against A, which is usually where a majority of the enemy team will go, as majority of where my team spawns would go to C, because there's more island cover. So I wanted to be that guy that could actually cut out here and maybe engage the guys that are capping an A. You'll see how that goes. Coming up. I already spoiled the ending of the game, so why spoil the middle parts, right? So yeah, we are right here on the map, edge of the map border. I fire here even though I can't target the Moskva until then, but that's just because he's so low health and I wanted to get another volley off. That's the last volley I'm going to get on him, because my spotter plane's going to go down and he's going to die shortly anyways. So they're going to end up capping A before we even like reach it, which is crazy, but you know, that's kind of the idea is, you know, if you're slow about things. Our Thunderer is playing very interestingly. He's pushing straight forward. There are 3 targets here. I'm selecting the Attigo with my secondaries because he's the closest, and I fire at the Smolensk because he's the easiest target when I have AP loaded, because I can just punch right through his front like that, except only one of them hit, so he wasn't really the easiest target at that point. So our Thunderer is going to go around this side of the island to join our Puerto Rico is going to join the Thunderer on this side, who's viciously spamming chat, letting us know he's there. And I'm going to continue pushing forward to engage these guys' flank, because they are pushed up into the gap where I can easily shoot at their sides. I still have the Attigo selected with the target secondaries. He disappears. And then there's a smoke screen popping up. We'll get to that in a minute as we fire at the Attigo, who's perfectly sideways to us. And yeah, there's a depth strike, and you know, just enough to get the job done. I select the Smolensk with secondaries instead of the Georgia for the reason that the secondaries will do more damage to the Smolensk than the Georgia with 21 millimeters of pen that the secondaries on the Georgia have. I'm not running IFHE. So I'm going to try to target the Georgia, and this is where things might have went a little bit differently if I could kill this Georgia right here, but I chose a really poor spot to shoot. He also started to speed up, but I'm going to just lay that on myself more than him actually moving. Back to that smoke screen, the Kagero is actually pulled up right against that island, and that's why I am here at almost a dead stop. You see me here switch my secondaries. I have manual secondary control over to the Kagero shortly to see if I could get the shots on him with the secondaries. They can't, so then I will switch them again. But now that I'm decided, I pop my speed boost so I can throw off his torpedo aim. I'm going to push forward. I have the secondaries engaged on him, but I'm not going to shoot him. This is the thing, is that Georgia is presenting such a better target. I felt like I had the opportunity to nuke the Georgia out of the water here and help my teammates over there. I didn't nuke him out of the water, so my secondaries are laying into the Kagero. I'm starting to maneuver, I'm slowing down, changing speed, doing everything I can to throw off his torps. Get in with the secondaries. I got some help there from the team. And I'm getting shot at by the enemy Georgia off to my left now. And there's the torps from him. Fire just the rear turret at that Georgia, but the rear turret's just going to be enough to kill him with one Citadel. I dodge these torps and immediately start hard turning to try to avoid those shells from the Georgia. I managed to take very minimal damage. That is a little bit of luck there. His secondaries are engaging me, I'm engaging him with my secondaries, and we're going to trade fires here, and a lot of fun. There's a few times in this match when I've rewatched this replay a little bit that I wonder why I don't fire quicker. But sometimes I wonder if I'm just trying to target and make better shots. Like there, you know, it wasn't too much delay, but it kind of felt like it. 12K, really nice salvo, considering that we only have the front of that Georgia to shoot at, so almost better than some of our flat broadside. So here I'm quarter speed dropping almost to a full stop. He does 13K in return, so an all-out trade here between us two. He stops targeting me here for a second, and that's when I determine I think he's going for a ram. So I still have a speed boost active, gives you more engine power, so I just hard speed up and hard turn over, but not too hard because I start serving back into the right to just avoid that ram. But of course now my guns are out of the fight here. The Georgia is not going to target me. He has a better shot on that side on Puerto Rico, which I don't blame him. So now I'm just trying to hard turn to get my front turrets around to shoot at him again, because he's obviously showed no interest in shooting at us. Meanwhile, the secondaries are still lighting him up, more fires and all that. I decided to take the shot here. I get one pen, so and like he's going to continue to turn over, so it would have probably been better for me to hold my fire there, personally, now looking at it. But, you know, in the heat of the moment, I definitely wasn't thinking that. So he's getting pummeled by the Puerto Rico on his one side. The Smolensk will eventually be able to join in on this fun. I fire the rear turret at him here, and then the fronts, 2 overpens with the rear. The fronts do 5K because, you know, RNG and a little bit of poor aim. Because he was in a turn, I think I aimed too low and my shells fell into the water instead of actually hitting him. But it doesn't matter. The secondaries are doing more work to him than I am. And then the Smolensk is going to take him out. Now, I pop my damage con here because his secondaries had set me on fire, and there's nothing else that's going to shoot at me here. So I don't want to continue taking unnecessary damage at this time in the battle. I'm going to pop my spotter plane again to try to support as far out, because I am the furthest guy, besides our FTG up in the top A2 area, from the battle. So I want to try to support as well as I can, and the only way I can do that is by popping the spotter plane and lobbing shells in. Now, I felt like that was a pretty good salvo on my end. Just RNG-wise, it wasn't a great 4 overpens, you know, 4 of 6 shells hit though, so I can't really complain. At that range, it's pretty nice. Now, this one's a little bit more on me. He's obviously still wanting to turn, so these shots are fairly ineffectual. And that's kind of things I've learned, and I've actually had 3 games in 3 past days that have been way higher damage numbers, and my average damages have been going up because I come and do these commentaries for you guys, and I watch games, and even like these good games where I can be like, oh hey, well if I did this different, or if I tried doing this, you know, it might be better. And back to my poor aim, I vastly, you can just look at the replay and understand that I vastly underled that Thunderer with where I placed those shells. Those shells were gonna land behind him by at least another length of a Thunderer. So I think I almost knew that in the battle, that when I pulled that shot I was like, those are terrible. That was the worst shot that you've tried to lay. And I really wish I could have got that GK instead, you know, been in the position to shoot that GK, but it comes down to is I was really too close to this island in order to get those shots off. So, a little bit of positioning. So I'm going to hold, my spotter plane is just about to go out, and that Iowa is going to be out of range if that spotter plane goes down. So I take the shots at the Iowa, I kind of rush them, and we are going to get rewarded with 1 Citadel from 1 penetrating hit. So a lucky Citadel, but you know, it's an Iowa flat side. You're gonna do some mess that Iowa up. Now coming up here, we're gonna see one of those areas where I'm curious now, like thinking back and looking back at it, why did I hold my fire when I'm obviously spotted right now, and I'm being spotted by a DD. So I know there's a DD over here. And I believe the enemy DD is a Nestroshimi. Yeah, so Nestroshimi, I'm never going to spot him. 5.6 detection range if you spec it out for concealment. There is a Nestroshimi game coming up if you are watching this before it is out. If it's already out, you can go check up the playlist up above for my commentary game on the Nestroshimi Tier 9. So right here, this Al Montepereira, yeah, he's kind of maneuvering, but why didn't I take that shot? Then the Thunderer comes up. I also don't take that shot. But I'm hard turning to avoid the Thunder, or take minimal damage against the Thunderer. Don't take that shot. Obviously the Thunderer is facing towards me. I turn my guns back towards the Montepereira, but I can't get him around, so I don't take that shot. And then I finally decide to take the shot at the Thunderer. There's the Nestroshimi. The only reason we saw him is because he decided to shoot. Once again, 1 hit, 1 Citadel on the Thunderer, but you know, 15k damage is going to be better than the next few salvos I have against this guy. And this match is really close to being at over 30 seconds left in the match. Enemy has all 3 caps. They have 950 points to our 136, and there's only 3 of us left alive. So it's like, oh, I gotta do something. So I gotta kill something to reset as much as I can. So secondaries light him on fire. He does a decent salvo there. I use another heal, and at this point I'm like, well, it's ram or nothing. I got 40,000 health, he has 54,000 health. Best thing for me here is just ram him, because the game was about to end anyways. I dropped the points down, but then immediately another person on the team dies for the game to end. So really that was just to pad my numbers a little bit more, as you will see here. So as always, just the PNG files, because why not? 281,706 damage for our troubles there. We had 7 Citadels and 4 kills, with 309 target hits with the secondaries, Confederate, Devastating Strike, Close Quarters Expert, and High Caliber. Fairly standard for a game like this. And we double our next player in XP for the loss. This is kind of like in World of Tanks, where it's the Valiant Resistance. You get that bonus XP because they feel like you tried and deserved hard enough to, you know, gets a decent amount of XP. We do better than majority of the enemy team except for the final 3 here, so I can't really complain. It was a loss, yeah, but man, was it an excellent loss for my end. Here's the breakdown of the statistics. Most of our damage came against that Thunder because, hey, he gave us the best opportunity. Did a decent amount of damage against many other targets, especially like the Attigo, which we took completely out of existence in one go. 281,000 damage. 168 of that coming from the main batteries themselves, 37,000 coming from secondary batteries, 54,000 from rams, and 21,000 from fires. And then finally, since it is a premium ship, the credits and XP from this ship, I got 1.7 million credits profit with a premium account on a loss in the Georgia. the XP is here as well. This is before I started running a whole bunch of flags and stuff on the ship to earn even more potential. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. If so, it would be much appreciated, and I'll catch you guys most definitely on the next one. Peace out.
Shut up and sit down.